to show you what I do for my morning routine. This is how I would prepare before a session. I'm gonna wear my ex officio shorts in the shower. So what I normally do is I start with a warm shower. So I'm gonna take a normal shower, get myself clean. Be back in a minute. Hair growth. Okay, almost done. And now I'm gonna take a cold shower for like 30 seconds. Just lean into it. All right, let's do some affirmations. The Lord is my instant and everlasting supply, serving all of my needs right now. The Lord is my instant and everlasting supply, serving all of my needs right now. I have a large, steady, dependable income consistent with integrity and mutual benefit. I have a large, steady, dependable income consistent with integrity and mutual benefit. That was fun. All right. It feels invigorating after a cold shower. It's like pins and needles. The idea is you don't want to run away from the water, you want to run into it. And by running into it, you overcome the fear. Your brown fat will start to migrate to your skin in the areas where the cold is going. And then it won't feel as cold anymore. In the case in the morning, what I would normally do is cold water. And you go up to your elbows in cold water. For the eyes, soak for 30 seconds. Just relax your eye. And that is morning self-care before giving a reading. That's pretty much it. Brush your teeth, Tom's, because it's fluoride free. You want to eliminate fluoride from your diet entirely. That's just another suggestion. Universal subconscious mind, God, the all-pervading presence that brings forth all life, organizes it, and puts it in motion and maintains it. I ask that you serve the highest good of all involved in this tarot reading. What messages do you have for us today? Universal subconscious mind. First card of the day is the Sun. Wish fulfillment, abundance, happiness, connection with your childlike self. It's the happiest card in the deck. Nice way to start. Followed by the Fool, the strongest, most powerful card in the deck. It represents freedom and its importance in the taking of a leap of faith. What else? The Hermit, the 9th major arcana. He holds a lantern. Within that lantern contains the star, which is complete and total wish fulfillment. And this is an individual and deep reflection, spiritual reflection. What else? The Star. 4 major arcana in a row, and the fact that this comes after the Hermit with the star being in the lantern. This is the most auspicious reading I've ever drawn in my life, for which I am grateful to simply be an instrument in observing. Grateful to God for consciousness on this day. What other messages does God have for us? I'm so happy to share this energy with you, to know that our wishes are being fulfilled. What's this here? We have 2 cards. Doing a lot of hard work and it leads to love, an amorous relationship. Your grind is paying off. Whatever you're doing that's hard work, it's paying off. And you know what that is. That's the last card for this reading today. This is just unbelievable. Okay, well, we get 2 cards. That is a relationship with the 2 of Cups. And Temperance we'll put right here in the center with the star, which is to say, be patient, everything's here. No need to rush, no need to worry. Everything's happening exactly the way it needs to. And on the bottom of the deck is the 9 of Wands. This is the wounded warrior, the individual who's been through a lot of difficulties, gone through a lot of change and a lot of movement, and is weary and tired of being on the defensive, just tired in general. Yet, if you look behind, you'll see all of these wands, and they all have growth, and they're established, even though the individual is just focusing on this one, which is to say, there's a lot of value that comes from life experience, and it also at times comes with battle scars. They're unavoidable. So let's just move all these into order and distribute some wealth. This is the most auspicious reading I've ever drawn. It has nothing to do with me. I know that. This has to do with the Lord. So let's distribute some wealth, shall we? We'll still call this a 7-card draw today and consider the star, the wish fulfillment, and temperance one and the same today. Let's start right off the bat with the sun. It's my favorite. Go with the Fool, the Star, wish fulfillment. Look at this with the Lovers and the 2 of Cups right next to each other. Never seen that either. Lots of firsts for me here. What else? Deep reflection, hard work, having been through hard times, and just be reminded to have patience. All right, let's see where everything lands today. Lovers, supported by this angelic figure. Let's add some more love. We'll leave that there. Hard work. Have patience with it. See how they're aligned? It's really beautiful. Just nice and easy today with everything. Everything gets its pair. And the Fool says, no, it's all right. The Sun's saying something. Rarely do I have a lack of words. Just today, look at it. Speaks for itself. The Hermit's saying, hey, chill, I don't need that much. I'm perfect the way I am. There's something else going on over here. There it is. The Fool finally had to hear me say it. And now, it came from our wounded warrior in the corner. How about we do some dousing with what's here? There's the Sun, Hermit, and look at how everything's laying flat. So let's do a spin. Still nothing. And we got something over here with the pair. There we go. Whatever that was, that's what was needed. And then, of course, we know what's right here, just patience. All in due time. All in due time. What a reading today. I'm just without words for the first time. I'll read to you everything that the Marseille discusses with these cards. Let's start with the portal for today with the 9 of Wands. And if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. Oh, there's the Magician underneath our wounded warrior saying, there's nothing that you need to worry about. Alchemy's on your side. The 9 of Wands represents to the Marseille interruption. So if you're imagining difficulties and oppositions that are too hard to overcome, you're in alignment with this card. Perhaps you're giving up your projects to avoid conflict. Whatever it was you were doing in the past, you've given up. You're starting anew after a challenging period. And underneath that, you have the Magician to support it, who has control over the elements, and he was here yesterday, so that's very auspicious. I mean, I say that a lot, but look at this reading. And if you were to take a look at the Magician in this row, I mean, how many major arcana do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 major arcana in this draw. And there are only 22 major arcana in total out of the 78 cards. This is a very rare draw, a rare drop. Now we have Le Soleil, El Sol, the sun, the happiest card in the deck. Just take a look at what's going on, how happy this child is riding the pony. And you have the sunflowers in the background, tons of growth. It's backed by this warmth, this supportive, habitable energy that pervades all things and gives you all that you need. This is the return to your health, your childlike self, and abundance. It's all here for you with the sun. And the Marseille explains this as light and warmth, abundance, blessings. It's a pleasant feeling, emotional or physical. Either way, it's healing. It's a partnership. Represents trust, sharing, camaraderie, a brotherhood or a sisterhood. A human touch represents your ideal father figure within, coming forth and expressing itself. This has to do with matters relating to children. There's healing happening. And you're setting limits in a moderate and non-oppressive way. It's just called being assertive, explaining what it is that is important to you. The big message from the sun is to find suitable partners in all areas of life who understand your mission and your goal and your purpose in being here. Following the sun, we have El Loco, the Fool, Le Mat, and this is the card of freedom. The major arcana number is 0, and 0 represents the infinite source of creation. Spell this backwards and you add A, and you'll have this individual that's aloof. I always love that. And that's exactly what he is, about to take a step off a cliff, his loyal dog trying to warn him. But all the same, this is the untouchable individual who will not be harmed, no matter what the world says, because this individual has given faith entirely to Source. There's nothing else. You see the sun in the background, supportive of what we have here. And this individual's ordained with the gift of life and freedom, born through forgiveness of self and the relinquishing of the ego. So there's really no name, no identity, no belief systems, just born again, born anew. And this represents freedom from conventions and norms as a result. Something or someone unique and exceptional coming forward. Represents options being kept open while you're giving up control and replacing it with spontaneity. So whatever uncertainty there's there, this is a leap of faith that's necessary so that you pay attention to the here and the now. Could represent going on a trip. Keep on the move, says the Fool. And that means be creative. How do you keep on the move when you're reflecting and trying to be still? That's the secret of the hermit. Traveling without moving. That song by Jamiroquai rings a bell right now, seeing this. The hermit's a lighthouse, a tower of power. Holds in his right hand, the giving hand, the hand of light. It's the lighthouse there with the star within. And how auspicious that we have the star following, which was here yesterday. But it's literally the light that's coming from the hermit's lantern. And it is complete and total wish fulfillment that comes as a result of this contemplation. There's no growth in this wand that you see. It's just stable. There's a stillness. This hermit is so still that he can stay put on what appears to be either the top of the ocean or of a snow-capped mountain. Either way, a challenge to stand still on, isn't it? But the hermit has no issue, for he's completely dedicated to reflection from within. This is a quest for truth or for spiritual understanding. Now remember, spirit has to do with the breath. Spiritus in Latin means the breath, literally. It's something that you consume at a rate of 2,000 gallons a day, the air that you breathe. So this is a spiritual practice. And you're concentrating on a clear purpose. You're taking caution with careful examination of your life, exercising self-privation for the sake of a meaningful cause. And you're showing loyalty to principles that you believe in with strong faith. So whatever your faith is, whatever your religious beliefs, if something's coming forward in opposition to that, you're steadfast in your beliefs. Those words, those comments, those things go right in one ear and out the other. They have no meaning to you because they serve you no longer. They're part of your past. Says the star, your wish fulfillment. We talked about this yesterday in great detail. It's the water bearer. This is the simplicity. You're going back to your natural state of being, and you're literally naked for the world to see. Everyone sees your truth. And as you're giving to this infinite wellspring, this well of feeling, you also have here that which is giving to the earth. So as you bring in your own images of your desires, the manifest comes forth. And it's a beautiful balance. So the star is this return to your innocence, the return to your simplicity of self, and you're showing your purity. You're being honest, showing yourself as you are, regardless of your apparent flaws. You're accepting your body, your physical body, your image. You're loving it. And this represents generosity because you feel no lack. You see the flow of the source working through you as an instrument without any clothes, without anything to bind you, no images in the background necessarily that are of kingdoms or things that you own. You're just flowing with source, with the star. And when you do that, you get access to whatever wishes you may wish to see brought forth in the material world. Flow from a pure source, says the star. And it's tied to temperance today. Look at how these cards work together. You see this flow of the subconscious and the manifest, the material. They work hand in hand here. This being the 14th major arcana and this being the 17th. The cards in between have to do with temptation and the breaking up of structures. And in this particular case today, we're just skipping through those challenges. Temperance coins is literally working against gravity, as above, so below. If you were to flip this, you could see how, okay, that falls, right? But in this case, it's almost as if that which you're manifesting is being brought up. This is the rising of Kundalini or prana through the breath, and it comes from reflection. Like with the hermit, these are tied together. Patience is a virtue, not a sin. There is no rush. Haste makes waste. And in this case of wish fulfillment, once the wishes have been put out there, let them be. I mean, what happens if you interfere with a letter that's en route? What happens if you were to ask incessantly about where something is or why it isn't happening? It just delays the process. Everything that has put this in motion has to stop and say the explanation. And that has nothing to do with your good, and it's annoying. So just put those messages out there and leave them and rest, assured that they're being done. And in the meantime, if you need something to do to keep yourself occupied, the Eight of Coins is here to tell you there's lots of work to be done. You can do a lot of creative things, and whatever it is that you're doing right now, it's leading to good results, says this card right here. This is an indication that you're on track. Let's hear what the Marseille has to say about this with more detail. So this shows uniformity. As you can see, this line of production. It's a mechanical structure where you're making practical considerations that prove efficient. So an example would be, let's just give my own personal experience. I had a blog for 2 years, put typewritten pages out there and a lot of things, a wide variety. And here I am landing with just tarot readings. This is my production line. So literally a playlist of 20 minutes or so of lecture to benefit your life and the life of all those that you then speak with in that day. So long as you're aligned with these energies, you can only do good. And so that's the uniformity. That's the practical considerations proving efficient. This is service that is of use. But it does lack a human touch at times because it's so routine. You know, a lot of practitioners can get caught in the routine. And so you want to introduce that love right here to the equation. And what better way to express love than through song, I find? It's a slow and patient advance. Temperance is here to remind you, haste makes waste. There's nothing to worry about. Everything's exactly where it needs to be. It's perfect timing. The Lord is your infinite, instant, everlasting supply, meeting all of your needs right now. Just keep telling yourself that. All that the Lord does for others, He now does for you and more. Do that with your routine, and you have access to the lovers. This is an amorous relationship, and this is following your heart. You'll see the sun in the background, an angelic figure, the Eve and Adam figures as well. Garden of Eden, you even have the tree with the caduceus, the snake, and the temptation. You see the fire and the fruit. All of this traditional symbolism, what later on becomes bound on the 15th card in the major arcana, it's very much in its innocence. This is an innocent love. It's a supportive, beautiful love. It's an encouraging one. And it comes as a result of this mechanical effort of the Eight of Coins. It's assured. With all of this alignment of the major arcana, it's assured. I rarely say that, but in this case, it's just, it would be frightful, willful ignorance for me not to recognize the truth. Love is here. And so there may be presented an opportunity to make a choice. You may need to make a choice or to disengage yourself from a situation. Either way, it's making a choice. And it's all to follow the inclinations of the heart, to follow that which you feel intuitively is best for you. Small steps that you're making right now are actually huge ones as far as achieving your desires. So whatever leaps of faith you're taking with putting yourself out there with love, it's tied to your wish fulfillment. It's tied to this whole process of what you're doing with your life right now, how you're working. So trust that there's power in sharing your feelings about others. Whoever you may have a romantic feeling for, sharing that has an impact in a large way right now. I wouldn't say the moon is ideally aligned for that. All is to say the energies are pointing that, yes, it's a good time. So not going to ignore it, and nor should you. Here we have the last card for the day. It's the Two of Cups. This is a partnership. It doesn't necessarily mean a romantic relationship, though, with the cups. In this case, it certainly can mean that, especially following the lovers. It's a no-brainer, and so this is a romantic relationship or a close personal alliance. Either way, it's presenting itself as a result of your grind, your hard work, and these are interpersonal dynamics that are being formed based on social norms. So whatever social or society or culture that you're involved in, whatever you're doing in that, it's opening up doors for collaboration and a partnership. This could also represent passion in a love relationship. Those two cups coming together, and you have the caduceus in the middle, and that's alchemy. It's the masculine and feminine coming together. And so this could also represent something with a passion in a love relationship which you're looking to foster. And there's no warning here necessarily. It's just to say, you know what your purpose is. Believe in that, and the rest falls in line. So this represents the reading for today. Beautiful, unexpected, of course, as always, especially this. I have to say it is the most auspicious reading I've ever drawn, and I'm so glad that we could share this together. So be well on this day. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. God bless you. Be well. I'm thinking of you and I'm sending love.